Hi, and welcome to the Students First Office presentation for new transfer students who are incoming exploratory majors at UNCG. My name is Angie Allred, and I'm one of the Exploratory Majors academic advisors in the office, and I'll be your guide for the presentation today. Exploratory majors are probably more commonly known as undecided or undeclared, but we use the term exploratory, which I'll explain more in just a bit. On behalf of the office, welcome. We're excited to give you some information as you start at the G. All right, I'm going to give you a quick summary of our agenda for the presentation, and then we'll dive right in. First, I'll give you an introduction to the Students First Office and the services we provide. Second, I'll explain what it means to be an exploratory majors and ways that you can actively participate in this experience. Next, I'll provide you with some details about our exploratory advising model and what your declaration timeline looks like. Then I'll explain UNCG's general education requirements called Minerva's Academic Curriculum, or MAC. Next, I'll cover some information about your fall 2021 class schedule. Then I'll go over resources we've provided for you. And finally, I'll wrap up with our contact information in case you would like to get in touch with us following the viewing of this presentation. As you can see on the screen here, we have a whole team of advisors who work with exploratory students. One of the advisors on the screen will be your assigned academic advisor in the fall, and everyone on the screen will be available to help you as you arrive on campus in the fall too. So first and foremost, as you have probably already gathered, the Students First Office, also known as SFO, is the centralized academic advising center for all exploratory majors. I'll get into much more detail about how advising works and what you can expect in just a minute. Additionally, we provide supplemental advising to students in declared majors, which means that even after you've declared your majors, you can always come back to us for additional advising support. We also provide support for students when they encounter challenges, which can be anything from schedule adjustment to when life happens outside of your control and your grades may not be what you hope to earn. Finally, we help get students connected to campus resources to help in their academic success and personal well-being. So let's talk a little bit more about what it means to be exploratory. The Students First Office defines exploratory as an active process that requires students' participation. This could include things like attending events on campus, talking with faculty about their department, meeting with other students in majors that you're interested in, taking online career and personality assessments, or career shadowing a professional in a field that you're interested in. Exploration should be purposeful. Your exploration should be tailored to help you get the answers that you need about majors and careers. Your advisor will talk to you about ways you can do that. More about this in just a bit. I'm going to quickly summarize our advising model for you now so that you have a good idea about what to expect from your experience when you arrive in the fall with your academic advisor. In the Students First Office, exploratory students are required to meet with their academic advisor twice per term for 45 minutes each time. This is a little different from advising centers in other parts of campus and is helpful for developing a great relationship with your advisor. Once the fall 2021 term is underway, you'll receive emails from your assigned advisor prompting you to schedule your advising appointment. We have an online scheduling software called Starfish that students will use to schedule appointments. You can just hop online, view your advisor's availability, and schedule an appointment that works with your schedule. The first meeting of the semester is the exploratory planning meeting. It occurs in the first 6 weeks of the semester, and that's when you will develop a plan for exploration. Your advisor will teach you the 3 advising tools, and you'll get to know each other. The second meeting is called the Registration Advising Meeting. This meeting occurs in the second half of the semester after fall or spring break. In this meeting, we'll do some GPA projection to help you understand where your GPA may end up at the end of the semester. And what students are most excited about is developing their schedule for the next term. We'll We'll review your major interests and reinforce the resources available to you. We want you to be intentionally exploring your options from your first day at UNCG. There are some checkpoints for declaration to keep in mind along the way. 30 credit hours earned. 30 credits is the amount typically earned in one academic year, and we think it's ideal to declare your major by then. However, as a transfer student, you may be coming to UNCG with 30 credits, so the next checkpoint to keep in mind is 45 credit hours earned. 45 credits is the amount typically earned in 3 full academic terms. Following this time frame to declare helps to ensure that you don't run out of MAC competencies before you've selected a major. 60 credit hours earned. The university requires that students declare their major by the time they have earned 60 credit hours or have reached junior standing. Because you're a transfer credit student, this may mean that you have an abbreviated time to be exploratory. Rest assured, we will make sure that you know your own timeline so it doesn't come as a surprise when it's time to declare a major. This slide gives you a glance of Minerva's academic curriculum, or MAC as we commonly refer to it. Following the MAC competencies will help you intentionally explore while still fulfilling academic requirements. The MAC summary sheet is available in your SFO resources, but hopefully this sounds familiar because the advisor that you met with to register for fall classes should have discussed MAC with you briefly. Here are a few things I'd ask you to keep in mind about MAC. First, this is a list of bare minimum requirements for general education that will be required of every student. It's very likely that you've done some of these at your previous institution. Second, you need 1 3 credit hour class per MAC competency. And finally, there is no need to complete everything on this chart in your first semester here. It's the intention that MAC is completed by the end of your second academic year. As a transfer student, you should have already met with an academic advisor and registered for fall 2021 courses. If you have not met with an SFO advisor yet, please reach out to us immediately at students@uncg.edu or call 336-334-5730 to schedule an appointment. You'll find all these resources in your SOAR Canvas page. We strongly encourage you to utilize these on a laptop or a PC. Viewing them on a mobile device can result in some very small text and can limit the functionality of some resources that are filterable. The MAC summary sheet, which you saw on a previous slide and outlines the 11 MAC competencies. The link to the AP and IB credit sheets. These Google Sheets show you what you could receive credit for at UNCG based on AP or IB exams that you took. The TES link. This will take you to a part of the UNCG website called the Transfer Equivalency Search. If you took courses at a community college or other university, you can search for the UNCG class that you may receive credit for. The Guide to Accessing and Interpreting Your Class Schedule. This sheet will refresh your memory on how to access your fall 2021 class schedule that you created during your advising meeting. It will also explain how to interpret the day, time, location, and/or delivery method of your course. Instructions for registration. This step-by-step sheet will help walk you through steps in UNC Genie to make changes to your fall schedule. The UNCG Building Abbreviation Guide. This guide will help you determine the buildings that your classes are in. Once you access your Fall 21 schedule, you'll see abbreviations like SOEB, which stands for School of Education Building, where that class meets. The campus map, which you'll use to get a sense of the distance between your classes. And Advising Tools 101, which will give you an overview of the 3 advising tools that you will use for exploration. Thank you for joining me today to learn more about being an exploratory major at UNCG. We're excited you're joining us as a Spartan in the fall. In the meantime, you can follow us on all these social media platforms, which are a great way to get important advising information, including reminders of withdrawal dates and drop-in availability. Have a great day and welcome to the G.